Oh, I love it. I think it's the gift. Oh, oh. No.
That's so much to me, I just couldn't leave them.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and also welcome if you are new. I'm so grateful to have you all here. So my name is AkuaB, and here on this channel I cover all things faith, culture and encouragement, and as you can tell from the title of today's video, I'm coming back at you with a reaction to The Chosen with their Christmas special, with my reaction for part 2. But before I get into that, as per usual, I just want to quickly encourage you to leave a like down below on today's video, and also comment something that you're enjoying from my reaction or just your deductions from the special in general. And if you haven't already, then please make sure that you have subscribed to this channel and that you've also turned on that notification bell so that you never miss a new upload. Also, a quick plug to my Instagram at EstherABF or at AkuaB, and that is just an extension of what I do here with more daily and consistent faith, culture and encouragement. So without further ado, let's get into the verse for the video. Okay, so today's verse for the video comes from the book of John, and it comes from chapter 15 verse 22. So let's have a read. The scripture says, "If I had not come and spoken to them, they would have no sin, but now they have no excuse for their sin." So let's get straight into some deductions. So I've been reading the book of John and just really going into it, studying it, and this is just one of the focal books that I'm concentrating on right now, one of the Gospels. So this part, Jesus is really coming up to the point where he's about to face crucifixion, and he's talking to the people, he's talking to the disciples, he's talking to the Pharisees in not cryptic ways, but in ways which it's like very matter of fact, because the time is coming for the deed to be done on the cross. So in chapter 15, he's going into, you know, the law and the things that he's actually come there to do. And one of the things that he's come there to do is to not redefine, but really go into what he actually meant in setting the law in the first place. So it's the same like with the Beatitudes. He didn't come to redefine the law, he came to actually make the law more seen in the nature that it was created to be. So he didn't come to bring something new, he came to actually fulfill the law and actually expose what it actually meant to be. So in this he's talking about sin, and he said that if he hadn't come, there would be no sin, because he came with the law. If you commit a crime, say for example, and there's no law against it, then you've not really committed a crime. You've just committed an action that may have consequences, but it's not necessarily a crime, and it can't be punished with the consequences that a crime would be punished with. So he's basically saying that if he didn't come and tell them about their sin, then they could go about living as if it wasn't sin. They could go on about their lives as if they hadn't done anything wrong. But because he's come and shed light on their sin, shed light on their actions that go against the law, then that is where they're now in the wrong. They have no excuse for going on to commit those sins and crimes against God and against the law. So I just find this so interesting, because it's really showing the true nature of us as humans, and I think that God really shows us our nature just in this short verse as well, how if nobody catches you, you can think you've got away with it, but God always sees it. God has already put a conscience in us to know that some things that we do are wrong, and you know, there is consequence for that, there is guilty conscience for that, and all of those things. So he has come with the law now, no one has an excuse, everyone's on a level playing field, and it's, you know, the law has been written on our hearts. So this is just a great verse to go to in terms of, you know, when people say that, you know, I'm not a sinner, I'm a good person, and they've lied or they've stolen or they've, you know, done all these different sins, committed sin against God, to show no, like there is sin that you have committed if you've, you know, committed any of these sins, and you know, it's inexcusable. There is no one that is excused from the law, because the law has already been given to us now. There's no one that it does not apply to, and everyone falls short, but we're saved by the grace of God. and his work on the cross. So I just find it a great verse to go into for that reason, and I really hope that you guys take something from it and leave your further deductions and comments about this verse, John 15:22, down in the comments below, and I cannot wait to read them. Let's start some dialogue, and without further ado, let's get into the main portion of the video, which is today's second part to the Chosen's Christmas special reaction. So this part is actually much longer than the first part that I reacted to, so I'm going to try and do this with a bit less deductions or a bit less talking through the episode, but hopefully I can still get some deductions in and it'll be a great episode to react to. So let's get into it.
Woman. Yes, Lazarus.
I'm sorry to wake you, but
It's like, oh, that's something that I missed in the first one, and I was like, oh my goodness, it's Lazarus. It's like the Lazarus that was raised from the dead by Jesus. Like, he's walking, living proof of a miracle that Jesus performed.
My eyes.
Are you feeling well enough to see her?
She's here? Oh, what are you waiting for?
Oh, Mary!
She loved me.
Wait, they're both called Mary.
My former zealot had ideas and old friends to get me to Tishkis for the last leg. Let me see.
Do you need anything else?
Where is he now? Persia, Lebanon, Armenia, all over the place.
I will just leave you to it then. Let me know if you need anything.
Thank you. I came as soon as I heard. It's just a fever. I'll be fine. I just had something to share with you. But first, anything to report about our boys? I don't want to. Let's just talk about what you brought me here for. I want to know, Mary.
That's so upsetting because, like, after Jesus was crucified, obviously then the disciples went and did their own ministry, set up their own different things, and then the apostles and all of this stuff. Like, there's so much that happened after the death of Jesus that some of the Gospels do actually go into, and it shows, like Acts, for example, like the stoning of Stephen and, you know, the way that all of the different disciples kind of come to their end, and it must not have been the most comfortable thing to just freely talk about, especially amongst the women, because I don't think the women, as many, were so forthright in, you know, setting up ministry and things like that. So when the men, like the disciples and things, went out and did that, it must have been like shockwaves and things like that. Like, we'd not really heard of Mary Magdalene after the death of Jesus and things like that. But yeah, it's just really interesting to see how the disciples are passing away and being murdered because of Jesus and the cause that for the gospel.
I pray for them every day. I want to know what to pray for. They're preaching everywhere. And the church is growing. And the deaths of Big James and Nathaniel seem to have only emboldened everyone.
Yeah.
Especially Peter. Of course.
Oh, this is how, I'm pausing it too much already, but this is, it makes me actually like tear up and stuff, because this is what we're all called to, essentially. Like, we're not called to live like happy, wealthy, healthy, prosperous lives. We're called to go out there, share the gospel, and some situations, especially in the end days, are not going to be as pretty as Bible studies on a Sunday after church service. They're going to be ruthless. People are going to be actually seeking to silence you in more ways than one.
It is getting more difficult. It's clear they want us all dead.
Yeah.
You can pray especially for Andrew in Greece. They say he will be arrested at any moment. I will pray in earnest. Do you know where Luke is? Yes, he's in Rome with Paul. Can you reach him? If necessary, of course. Why? He's been gathering his record of the stories, and we spoke
I love how it cuts to the different situations, because I did forget we're following the original story.
There is enough food here. I can put something together for you.
There's no time. They're coming a bit faster now.
Alright, we can do this. Try to see if you can find a spot to sit on this blanket, and I'll put something together for you and clean up, huh? Okay.
He needs a place to sleep.
What?
When he gets here, he needs a place to lie down. You make my bed, I'll make his.
Already a mother, huh?
Uh-huh. That's so cute. Not poop. Oh. Wow, she's doing all this while about to give birth. Mary just has such a courageous story, like, oh.
My soul magnifies the Lord, and my spirit rejoices in God my Savior, for he has looked upon the humble estate of his servant.
What is that?
What?
What are you saying?
Oh, nothing.
Is it a song of David? We could use one right about now.
No, sorry, it's just something to myself.
A poem you created.
Yes, but...
When?
Several months ago?
I would love to hear it. Mary?
Oh no. What is he looking at? Whoa!
Mary?
What is that?
Mary?
She's giving birth.
It's time.
She...
Oh yeah. Come, I've got you. Come sit.
Should we call for help? You've never done this before. Maybe the wife could come and help.
No, there isn't any time. We've got
No,
this.
no, I don't
Breathe
want you
in.
to see me like this.
Slow, slow, slow. Mary, look at
No,
me.
no, no, I can wait. I just go get someone.
Don't look over there, Mary. Look at me. We are not alone.
I'm so scared.
Remember what your messenger said. The first thing your messenger said. It was the same thing my messenger said to me. Remember?
Don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid.
I love you.
I love you.
Thank you for taking care of me. God gave you to me.
He has been our help. And in the shadow of his wings, we will sing for joy. A song of David.
Oh,
Can I hear yours now?
not so. Oh,
She's like, not now.
Oh, I know.
Not the right time.
It is time, yes?
yes.
Okay. It is time. It's okay. I got you.
Wow.
I told Luke about the journey to Bethlehem and about how we couldn't get a room at the inn. But I didn't tell him about my son.
Your son?
When I went to see my cousin Elizabeth when she was pregnant with John, she cried out when she saw me. I told Luke about this, how she was overwhelmed for the both of us. And she called me the mother of her Lord. And we were laughing and crying together. And it was all too much. and words of praise just burst out of me.
Please tell me I'm about to hear them.
You're going to write them down and deliver them to Luke. The materials are here. I trust you to get them right, and to keep it safe, and to get it to Luke. I've kept it all to myself. As you know, I like to treasure things in my heart. I was shy, and it felt personal between God and me. But I wish I would have shared it with Joseph. And people must know. These felt like God's words as much as my own. I can't explain it, but they did. And people must know.
I'm ready.
My soul magnifies the Lord.
It actually makes me so grateful how I've never given birth, but like how we have such choice and freedom in the way that we give birth, and you know, the environment that we give birth in most of the time. I know some people it's not that situation, but especially here in the West we have so many opportunities for safe at-home birth, birth in the hospital, water birth, birth with a doula, all these different things. And this kind of situation, it's just so rare to see the courage and the, you know, the faith that she had to go through the situation in such a unexpected scenario. Is just so amazing.
And my spirit rejoices in God my Saviour. For behold, from now on, generations will call me blessed. And he who is mighty has done great things for me. And holy is his name. And his mercy is for those who fear him, from generation to generation. He has shown strength with his arm. He has scattered the proud in the thoughts of their hearts. He has brought down the mighty from their throne and exalted those of humble estate. He has filled the hungry with good things, and the rich he has sent away empty. He has helped his servant Israel in remembrance of his mercy. As he spoke to our fathers, to Abraham, and to his offspring forever.
I can't imagine that moment. Everything that God has promised you has come to fruition, and that whole, because it's a whole 9 months, isn't it? Like I don't know what point of her pregnancy that she was told that she was going to have this baby, because back in those days, you know, you didn't have pregnancy tests. Obviously she was a virgin, she didn't even know that she had conceived. So it's just, oh, that whole waiting period even before the baby's there, and then when the baby's there, it's just overwhelming. Mary's grey as well. Oh.
It's like the son of Hannah, but even more beautiful.
cute.
Are you better? Is this comfortable?
Yes, thank you.
Are you still in pain?
Yes, but the blanket underneath is helping.
Wow, no painkillers either. It's a laugh of
I don't know how you did that. I feel like my heart is going to explode.
Oh. Don't make me laugh. It hurts too.
Wow.
He's so small.
Smaller than I expected.
I don't know what I expected, but it wasn't any of this.
No. From the beginning of it all. So, your messenger said that he would be called Holy, the Son of God. The prophet.
I'm gonna give him his name.
Emmanuel. Are we going to stick with Jesus?
I think we should.
Yeah.
Probably best, huh?
Mm. He needs to sleep.
You both do. Put him in a manger. It's a better bed than the one I made for you.
There's something else I want you to tell Luke.
A whole baby.
I want you to tell him about the swaddling cloths.
You want him to write about it?
People must know. I want to honor the help we received from the innkeeper, but I also think it's lovely that we use the same cloths they use to rub newborn lambs. I wonder if God gave us that as a sign.
It is lovely.
And there's something else. Go get that box over there by the window.
Has she still kept the gifts? I've been reading a lot into the nativity story, and there's a lot that I'm like, you know, all these details that I didn't know or that
Open it.
aren't exact, and it's
This side
just
is yours.
so interesting.
I kept them.
The gifts. I think it's the gifts. Oh, the oh. No.
Meant so much to me, I just couldn't leave them. And now they're yours.
Mother.
There's a rib here. From when we gave a piece to one of the shepherds to dress his wound.
Did you tell Luke about the shepherds? I love that part.
Of course.
I can't. I can't. This is too.
You can, and you will. It gives me a reminder of where all this began. And how he was one of us for a time. Thank you. I've loved you like a daughter since I met you at the wedding.
I couldn't be on this production set. I'd be crying every second.
And you have done God's work.
I do miss him. And it seems like you will get to see him before I do.
Shh, child. This is not the end.
And I will get this to Luke right away. Or anything happens to me.
Wait. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine on you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face toward you and bring you peace. Shalom.
Shalom.
Oh, this is making me very emotional. This is so far from like season 1 to see them after. I remember even, I might have to do like a rehash of like the collation and the coming together of the gospel stories, because seeing all the disciples and the followers of Jesus old at the start, I'm pretty sure it was the start of season 2. Oh my goodness, it's just the progression of our earthly ministries and the way that God calls us and uses us, and then the way that we go forward and, you know, we just live a life for God from that point. Like, we're in that right now as believers and we're living for God. And it's just so mind-blowing how this is all like happening and happened and things like that. Is this Luke?
Mary of Magdala.
It's good to see you, Luke.
What are you doing here? It's not safe. I could have arranged for people.
You've been recording an account of Jesus' birth, yes?
Oh, yes. I have begun collecting historical accounts.
I've just been to see Mother Mary in a secure location.
Yes. I have completed my writing of her account. Did you have something to add?
I love it. I love it so much. Wow. Okay, so that is the end of today's video. I really enjoyed it, and I got so emotional at the end when Mary was trying to relay the gospel message of Mary's account to Luke, who was writing the gospel and just refining it, and she wanted to include that bit in the written piece that Luke was working on. And oh my goodness, like seeing the actual birth of Jesus depicted in The Chosen. I don't know if they did that in the first Christmas special. Obviously I'm gonna have to go back and actually check that out, but what an amazing special, I literally just have been so emotional, have, you know, really thought about some things throughout it, the birth of Jesus, the process of cultivating and capturing all the fragments of the gospel that different people have. It must have taken so much work to get all of these witness accounts and, you know, first person testimonies and things like that into singular, concise work. Like how much effort it must have taken, the way that they risked their lives and literally actually paid that price for sharing the gospel, which all of us will have to pay a price for sharing the gospel and being a witness for Christ in some kind of way. But it's just so amazing to see a depiction of the disciples actually doing that, the apostles actually coming together and actually living for Christ and literally just living that all for Jesus. So yeah, I've really loved this Christmas special, The Messengers by The Chosen. Thank you to everyone at The Chosen who's made this possible, and to all of the performers and things like that that have made this possible as well. It was such an entertaining special. And if you want to catch the extras or bloopers or just the reaction that I have to the performances, please let me know down below. Those are definitely going to be available to channel members, and I'll see in the future if I can do any more extras around this if they decide to release any BTS footage. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like, a comment and subscribe down below. Make sure to comment something that you enjoyed from this Christmas special, or just something that you enjoyed or took from my reaction, and I'll catch you in my next reaction or my next video. Yeah, I'll see you next time. Stay blessed and bye.